Well, someone shared with me, actually, I'm going to get my water here. Someone shared with me the other day that they were stopped at a red light, and it was one of those lights that, you know, have you ever been stopped at a red light and you think, it's forever turning, and you think, is it broke, right? Do I go ahead and bust through it, right? You've been there? I think we all have, right? Well, this person shared with me that he was stopped and he was like questioning that light, and he decided that he was going to practice what he had heard at a Unity church, and he decided to just take a nice deep breath in and then exhale and take another breath in. And with that next breath, the car had pulled up on the left side, rolled their window down and said, "Excuse me, are you okay? Do you need some help? Do you need me to call somebody?" And my friend looked over and said, "No, I was just trying to take advantage of practicing bringing peace into my mind because I'm getting ready to go into a big meeting at work, and I decided I needed to bring myself back to peace." And the guy who had rolled his window down said, "That's a great idea. I'm going to try it." And after my friend pulled away, he thought to himself, you know what? It can be that easy. Maybe that's what it's about, right? Peace on earth begins with me, and apparently at red lights too. Can be that simple, or it can be that difficult. Yeah. Myrtle Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, she said, "We live in a sea of abundant, ever-present peace." You want me to say that again? Because I bet if you were anything like me, I was like, We live in a sea of abundant, ever-present peace. She goes on to say, we must simply tune our minds to it. Tune our minds to it. You know, that reminds me of a thing from Mary Morrissey Prosperity Plus class. Anyone who's taken that class, and trust me, in the spring we are going to be doing another prosperity class of some sort. But she says in there that the universe operates on frequency. Almost everyone here, I would say, agrees with that, right? The universe responds according to our frequency. And that's what Myrtle was saying. We simply have to tune our minds into it. Mary Morrissey says there's 1,000 channels on your TV, right? We can choose to watch war crimes. We can choose to watch investigative murders. We can choose the Travel Channel, the Dream Channel, right? It's all depends on where you tune your dial, isn't it? Well, in this case, where we tune our dial, right, on the remote. But that's the same thing what Myrtle was saying. There's an abundance of prosperity. There is an abundance of peace. But we have to pay attention to what we tune into. As soon as you wake up, you need to be the watcher at the portal of your mind, of what you're going to let in as soon as you wake up. Right? I know Michael and I very often will wake up and say, hot dang, we get another day. Isn't that a great way to wake up instead of, oh, my back, or oh, my knee, right? Or, yeah, there's a bunch of you out there joining me on that, aren't you? If I could raise my skirt, I'd show you my big brace on my knee right now, right? Anyway, I want you to look at, we're going to look at today. Let's show that, please, the next one. Peace as an inner choice. Choice. We get to choose it. Or are many of us waiting until peace shows up? It's an inner choice. You know, there was a group of monks that were caught in a terrible storm while they were traveling. The wind was whipping and trees were bending and branches were falling. And one monk, he was panicked. And he asked the others, "Aren't you guys afraid?" And the eldest monk said, "The storm may rage around us, but it does not have to rage within us." The storm may rage around us. Any of you feel like there's storms going on around us? Okay. I didn't want to check my news app this morning, but I make it a practice so that I don't get here and get blindsided on a Sunday morning. And it's very difficult to look at your news and not feel like there are multiple storms going on out there, right? Now, I can choose to get hooked into the news, or I can choose to read it. And you know, it's almost like when my ego wants to get in there and cause me to get distracted. I don't say go away. I say, "Thank you for sharing. Now go to your room." And so I do the same thing with the news. Thank you for the information. Now I need to get on with what's real in the world, because that stuff is not real. But it appears to be real, doesn't it? On the human aspect, it appears. And we get hooked, as Martha would say. We get hooked. And when we can spit out that hook and get into what we call right thinking, what we call truth, that the only thing that's real is what? Some of you do know that. Okay, in case you didn't hear that little mutter, the only thing that's real is love. Anything not of love is not real. That's a tough one to take in. But these monks got it, right? Peace is not the absence of storms. It is the presence of spirit in the storm. I'll repeat that. Peace is not the absence of storms. It is the presence of spirit in the storm. Let's go to that next slide. The best advice for inner peace: let go of what you can't control. Come on, you control people. It's probably all of us, because we have this human ego that, we're working on. But letting go of what you can't control. What's the second thing? Stop replaying the past. I'm looking at all your faces out there. Stop replaying the past. There's a question I use in counseling a lot. Who and what would you be without your story? Right. That's a deep question. That is a deep question, because we all are carrying a suitcase full of our stories, aren't we? And they get pretty daggone heavy. How and who, what and who would you be without your story? And I love the last one. Choose yourself every day. Choose yourself every day. I was watching, how on Facebook they have those reels where it's like, 30 seconds of somebody saying something. And I don't remember who it was, because I couldn't get back to it to revisit it. They go away quickly. So anyway, it was this, it's a guy that is a moderator or something. I've seen him before on podcasts. Anyway, he said, "Isn't it funny that we spend Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, in gratitude? But by 6 o'clock on Friday morning, Cyber Friday, we all act like a bunch of maniacs going to get, buy. We just spent the day before in gratitude for what we have. But on Friday, it's never enough. I thought that was just interesting to me. Choose yourself first. And I love it. I'm going to repeat that again. Peace is not in the absence of storm. It is the presence of spirit within the storm. This picture says that whole thing, right? That story of Jesus in the storm, walking on the water, is saying this point. It was a great lesson to teach us about that story is about us. What's that next one? I picked this one. Being at peace is the ultimate, what does that say? Position of power. Being at peace is the ultimate position of power. Look at Gandhi and how he and his people overturned the British Empire by not firing a shot through peace. I love that book, Power versus Force. If you've never read it, get it. Power versus Force. It is an amazing read, and it's saying exactly what we're talking about today. Charles Fillmore said, I refuse to be hurried. Peace. My peace is my power. I refuse to be hurried. My peace is my power. So we just now looked at peace as an inner choice. Let's look at the next slide. Peace as a pause. Peace as a pause. Oh, the pause is where we shift from reacting to clarity. Literally, in that pause, you can move yourself from reacting to clarity. I called it, I don't know where I got this when I was researching this, but I called it the non-judgment zone. Because if I'm in judgment, I'm not at peace. Seriously, if you really think about that, I've disturbed my peace the moment that I go into judging something. And for me, I'm big on judging myself, probably more than others. That's my MO from childhood. I was never smart enough, never good enough. And so I still have that story that I'm still carrying around, but I've unloaded some things out of that suitcase, but there's still some things in there that I have to catch and work on. Any of you remember little Natalie? She was a 10-year-old girl. There's probably a few of you still around that would remember her from years ago, probably at least 12 years ago, maybe. Anyway, little Natalie at age 3 developed cancer. And then at age 6 went into remission, cured, so they thought. And at age 10, it came back and ravaged her body. Now, Natalie and her mom were part of this congregation. And one day she came. Her mother said that, we can't come to church anymore because she's, highly compromised. And Natalie begged her mother to come to church. So they sat in the very back. I can still see it to this day. They sat in the very last pew there to keep her away from people. And next thing you know, I'm sitting there, and Natalie comes over and sits next to me. And it was probably during a song or something that she came over to me. And I just leaned over and I said, hi. And she goes, I want to tell them something. And I'm like, you want to speak on the microphone? Mm-hmm. Does your mom know you're doing this? Mm-hmm. So I got up and I said, Natalie's here and she wants to say something. Now, meanwhile, we have been showing her picture on the slides from the hospital, sharing pictures of her and pictures that she's drawn. So most of the congregation knew her. That little stinker gets up here and just grabs a microphone and said, thank you for praying for me. I want to tell you all to meditate. Meditate more. Natalie was adopted at birth from China. And meditation, her mother raised her in some of her culture, so she kind of know some of her ways of her family history. Why do I bring her up? Because despite the storms that Natalie was dealing with, she knew the truth. That little girl practiced meditation 3, 4, 5 times a day in the hospital with tubes. It was an amazing thing to watch her. She didn't judge her situation. And I went to see a 94-year-old member of our church who's in a nursing home yesterday. And she's now had oxygen with her, which I had not seen the last time I saw her. Now oxygen tube disconnected. And she's 94. And we sang, I am free, I am unlimited. And she sang it with such gusto. And then it was just beautiful. I can't tell you. And when we sing, I am free, I am unlimited, right now, she's grabbing my hand going, right now, right? Despite the storms, I've witnessed what I'm talking about. I get to witness. And honestly, if you think about in your own life, you get to witness these things. And maybe you're not giving it credit for when you witness these things. Maybe you brush it off as, oh, that was nice, and you just go on with your day. I'm telling you, if you meditate more, it will come to mind to you amazing things that you just brushed off today. It is beautiful. It is a beautiful thing. You know, I grew up in a reactive family. We were reactionary. That was normal, right? And I also grew up to be a get-her-done girl, right? So if you want to be a get-her-done girl, you got to react, right? So I'm really good at getting her done because I'm really good at, Kim's over there going, You should have to work with her, right? And it's something I have to work on. And here's Michael, who, as soon as a storm comes, the man will sit in his chair, and I swear he's going to sleep, but he's not. He's in headquarters like Charles Fillmore. Honest to goodness, he just wants to be quiet. And I've learned. It took me, as a reactionary person, it took me a long time to not want to go over and say, are you sleeping? I still do, don't I? I still do. Sometimes I'm like, are you still sleeping? Right? I'm not sleeping. It's so true, though. Why is this so important? I'm learning constantly. And I hope that you all will remain. I don't care if you're 94 years old. She is still learning from her bedside. She's still a student of life. She's a student of evolving consciousness. She is a student of truth. Doesn't matter the age. So when do I'm getting off on another whole tangent here. Let's go to that next one, because to me, this is why. Why is it important to pause? Peace is a pause. Because when you pause, you can remember who you are. Then you will have peace. On that previous slide, it said, choose yourself every day. Remember who you are. Remember the truth of who you are. I'm listening to the choir practicing this morning. You all didn't know. You thought I was just running downstairs to do something, which I was, but I was listening. And I was like, oh my God, she's singing a solo. Oh my God, they're doing a duet. Then I heard another solo. And I'm like, you're finding your true selves. You're identifying to the truth of who you are. The whole singing group is being empowered by 2 leaders here to help you find your truth. And your truth doesn't have to be perfect, right? Because what's Kathy's favorite 2 words in the English language? Thank God you remember. I've been telling you this for 16 years. So what? So what? All right, let's look at the final thing here. Peace is a gift to the world. So we've got peace within, peace as a pause. Now peace as a gift to the world. What does that mean? Your peace is a gift to the world. We sing it every Sunday. And let it begin with you. Oh, not with you? Wait a minute, I got it wrong? Oh, it is with me. That was intentional. See if anybody's listening. What does this mean? Honestly, think about it. How is anything going to change until you change within yourself? How is anything going to change? How is your relationship, whether it is with a partner, whether it is with your kids, your adult kids, your grandkids, how is any of it going to change if you are not at peace within yourself? And remember, judgment takes you off your peace. So every little judgment, I'm talking to myself here, every little judgment of why do the kids always have sports? I never get to see kids anymore. They're always so busy, right? What have I just done? I'm judging the situation. Did you look at my face when I said that? Did it look peaceful? No. Why is he sitting in that chair again? What? So what? He's back there behind that board, so I can't get him. It is so true, though. Every time we have a judgment, we're taking ourselves off of peace. And people, we want to know why our world is so screwed up right now? You want to blame it on politics and the administration? You want to blame it on ICE? You want to blame it on that? Don't we? Yeah, I do too. But that's why we're so messed up as a world. As a race consciousness, we're still pointing the fingers out there instead of paying attention to the 3 pointing back, which is me. We are not, I'm saying it, we are not doing our inner work as we should. And I just should on me. And I just should on you, didn't I? We are not doing our inner work if we want what we say we want. And we say we want peace. We say we want to allow people of all faiths to practice. We say that, but we're not practicing it within ourselves, people. We're still making judgments. Be honest. Who's making judgments on the Christian national white religion? I'm just made that name up. And how's that working for you? Right? Kathy's famous question. I got to say that for myself. How's it working for me? Are you at peace when you make that statement? When you make that thought? We're not. Now, I'm not standing here politically. I am standing here to say that we all are in agreement, whatever side you're on. I love this. Barb Frederick taught me, I'm not blue and I'm not red. I'm purple. Purple. That's a great color. And purple is metaphysically and energetically a healing color, right? The violet flame. Anybody know about that? Right? Right. Vicky, who always wears purple, right? Anyway, I got to stop. Goodness gracious. I really got to stop. I got to breathe. Yeah. It's okay to take a pause. Yeah. The affirmation. Let's go to the affirmation. Which is, go ahead to the next one. And that was, yes, I like this one. Wealthiest, oh, I love that. Go back to wealthiest thing to have right now. I want you to read that out loud. Take a picture of this. Put it on your Facebook page. The wealthiest thing is not to be a billionaire or an oligarch. The wealthiest thing is to have right now a peace of mind. It will be contagious. When I go to these nursing homes, and when I went to see Natalie many, many times, she brought me a peace of mind. She was affecting the world. I want you to just take a minute, take a breath. We just lit the candle of peace. So I want you to just close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to visualize the candle of peace alongside the candle of faith and hope. But focus now on a flame of peace and move that flame inside your heart. See that glow in your heart of peace. Notice how it feels to tune into the channel, the frequency of peace. My peace I give you. Peace be with you. Now imagine yourself just taking that candle that's in your heart of peace and not just bringing it and acknowledging it within yourself, but to breathe in that you are peace. And that with that knowingness, you can change the world. So just take an easy breath in and open your eyes if they were closed, and let's say our affirmation together. Ready? I release worry and the need to control as I pause and center myself in peace, knowing all my needs are met. Let's say it again. I release worry and the need to control as I pause and center myself in peace, knowing all my needs are met. Let's look at that now, the one that we love. Isn't that how we want to feel? Isn't it? Well, then do something about it, because it's all about you. Let's go to that next picture. Peace out. Namaste. The peaceful presence in me truly sees and honors that peaceful presence in each and every single one of you. Namaste.